Invercargill Sergeant Wally Kopai and his dog Buddy are on the scent of a very strange case. Police have just arrested 2 guys for burglary, and somewhere around here they've dropped the loot as they tried to escape. It doesn't take Buddy long to track it down, but when Wally opens the bag from the burglary, it turns out to be a bunch of very healthy cannabis plants.
Basically, they were coming to get me pot. I'll grow a little bit of pot in my shed to supply myself.
You wouldn't really think that the pigs would get involved if you're going to go steal someone's dope. You wouldn't think the owner of the house is going to ring up and say, "Yeah, someone can't steal my dope."
But it was Kevin the grower who had called police in, and he was now going to face charges along with the burglars.
Okay, this has got to be taken back to the station, exhibited as evidence. One part for the burglary, the other part for the person actually growing the stuff.
Although it would mean a conviction for cultivation, the burglars' actions had left Kevin no choice about calling the police.
Then we walked down to this house, started scoping it out, knocked on the door on it. Then we walked around the corner, grabbed some tools. Then we went back and he was home.
I see these 2 unusual looking characters down the road, so I thought I'd do a round the block trip because I had my suspicions.
Then he reversed off, took off, bro, and then we just about to go in there, raid it. And then as he come back, so we kept walking down the street.
Came back and noticed that they were just walking past my house when I arrived back round the block. And I thought, that's unusual. Rushed inside, told the wife that, to keep her eyes and ears open, there's some suspicious people outside.
Then we went across the train tracks, walked down the train tracks, watched it until he went in there, started smashing open his door, got in.
Get back to work, not 5 minutes at work, and I get a phone call from my distraught wife, wanting me to go back because some people were trying to break into our shed.
Yeah, I ripped open the wall, ripped down the wall, bro, ripped the hole in there, and me and my dog jumped in, took about good 8-9 hydros.
Luckily there was a patrol car right at the shop, the front of the shop when I ran out, and I told them to go there straight away, and they did, and I proceeded to head home as quickly as possible in my private car.
Senior Constable Brett Pay was in the car that was passing Kevin's work.
What they've done is jimmied off half the wall of his garage, hacked a hole in his wall, and then just come through here. Follow me. And then help yourselves to the gentleman's cannabis grow. And then decamp with these bongs and pipes and stuff. So one of the young fellas that we've caught for the burglary has posed the question, well, we don't think it's illegal to steal something illegal. So there you go.
As Brett Pay knows, burglary is illegal regardless of the target, and everybody involved in this affair is going to be charged.
What's the chances of me electrocuting myself?
Oh, they didn't turn it off. None now.
Oh, good night. Paris for one.
But for now, the task is to get all the growing equipment back to the station.
Right.
At Invercargill Station, Constable Brett Kingsland has asked Kevin for a DNA sample, and he's consented.
So just hold it there, just swirl a bit of saliva around, and yep, just keep doing that. Okay, I need you to push that firmly down on there. Okay, so ultimately that's all it does on its own. So we just push that straight down like that.
Yep.
Okay, get rid of that now.
Kevin's DNA sample will only go into the police data bank if and when he's convicted.
And then the sealed.
These will all get photographed.
Constable Alan Griffiths has been put in charge of the exhibits.
Put in safe storage until such time as the gentleman goes to court. And when he pleads guilty, we'll just get them destroyed after that point.
When it all went through court, Tim and his mate Jeff pleaded guilty to charges of burglary. Tim was sentenced to 140 hours community work and Jeff was given 9 months supervision. Kevin, the grower, was given diversion.
You just pulled onto the motorway, your speed was extremely excessive and I've seen you swap lanes about 3 times in front of me, extremely dangerously, cutting other drivers up, dodging in and out of their lanes. What was all that about?
In the other car?
Yeah, another black car at the side of you.
Donnie's admission that he was racing the other car means that he's going to lose his car for a while.
You boy breaks the rules, give the police powers to seize and impound cars for 28 days that are being used to race on roads, yeah?
What were you thinking? The message doesn't get through over it.
You're going at that speed on a motorway, you do one false slip, you're going to wipe out not just yourself, not just the other car, you're maybe going to take out another half dozen with you. Do you understand that? Yeah.
But for Donnie, worse is still to come.
And I've just got to put the old greenie on the carburetor.
Greenie?
Yeah.
The green sticker means he can't drive the car until he's made it legal and got a new warrant of fitness.
Given me a green sticker, pounding my car for 28 days, and I'll be going to court under the new Boy Racing Legislation Act. So, not too sure what that is, but soon find out. Just under the new laws, I've had to raise the suspension, I think it was 5 mil, and change the muffler over to a standard one.
This would all eventually lose Donnie his licence for 6 months, but his main worry now was getting home.
Yeah, car's just been impounded. Yeah, like now. Okay, so he's on his way.
With Donnie on his way, Alex and Natalie are called to an assault outside a bar in Manurewa.
2 males have been assaulted there and one is apparently unconscious with head injuries, being whacked on the head. Just come by ambos there at 10-2. The fighting is stopped apparently, but the offenders are still present. Stand by.
Comms OEI 2 is 10-7 with one still unconscious on the ground. Who knocked this bro out?
Some guy in here, I don't actually know who.
Yeah.
Some guy knocked him out. He instigated it.
Oh, did he?
Pretty much, yeah.
Apart from the bouncers' claim that the unconscious guy was the source of all the trouble, nobody else seems to have seen anything.
Mate, did you see what happened?
No, I was in the office.
No. Yeah. G'day, mate. Did you see what happened here? No? Didn't see who knocked this guy out?
Came outside and some gal got hit. Can you do me alright? Shh. We got the other guys inside.
He's alright there, bro. Hey, bro. Hey, matey. Matey. Buddy.
The victim isn't stirring at all, although he is still alive.
He's still breathing, but yeah, just would like them here quickly.
Just as the ambulance officers arrive, the guy suddenly regains consciousness.
G'day, mate. How are you? Who's punched you?
But he's got no recollection of what's happened to him.
What's your name? Yeah, what's your name, bro? Hey? Hey? These guys want to check you out. Is that okay? These ambulance officers want to check you out, bro.
Jump on in, mate.
But Frank thinks he can make it by himself, although the rest of his body doesn't agree. To make things more difficult still, Frank's workmates decide to get involved.
No, his mate's been a prat.
Yeah. Hey, his mate's giving the guy to the...
Hey, mate. Mate. Bro. Let these guys do this.
Go ahead and left. Back off.
Let these guys...
Back off.
Yeah.
Back off.
Come on, mate.
No. Don't go back in the bar. Don't go back in the bar.
Hey, bro, hey. He's saying that he's gone away, get a feed. He's come back and his mate's lying on the ground. On arrival, we've seen a young male who's been KO'd with a wee bit of blood coming from his mouth. And he's obviously been in some sort of altercation. His mate doesn't want to give us any of his details. Security have pretty much seen nothing. Basically, we're going to go to Middlemore Hospital, have a chat to the guy that's been knocked out, grab his details, and we'll make some further inquiries if he wants to make a complaint. We'll leave it at that.
Frank suffered a severe concussion, but later admitted that it was him who'd started the fight. No charges were laid in relation to this incident. Next week on Police 10-7...
He refuses to walk, he'd like to be dragged.
Dunedin Police encounter Barry.
Hi, will you stand up now, sir? I'll give you a hand up. I'd rather be dragged.
That's okay. You called us?
Yeah, I called you, yeah.
Oh, okay. What's actually happened?
I came into... I've had 2 days off, right? I had an operation. And I came back, and that's Aaron there with the beanie on. Oh,
the black beanie?
The black beanie, yeah.
Yeah.
He's the contractor that's got the Herald run here. You know, I've got a run. I came in and picked up my papers. Now, because of the few days off, I wanted to know what changes there were, updates. He came over here to get them. And I thought, oh, there's not going to be that many anyway, so I'll go because I've got to take my wife to work at 6 o'clock. Anyway, I went and he rang me when I was just down the road. And he was abusive on the phone, so I said, look, Aaron, if that's your attitude, I'll bring the papers back. You can do the run yourself. So when I brought them back, he said, fine, do that. And when I parked here, he slid the side door open. I opened my front door. I had 60, 70 odd papers on the front seat. He threw them out on the ground down there and he pushed me and I said, don't push me. I said, that's something you can't do. And he said, I can. And I said, why can you? He said, because I'm just a fucking idiot like you. And then he hit me over. Now, it's not like, all right, just a brush on the side of the face.
So you guess what? Oh, okay.
Right there.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
So once he did that, I said, no, you've overstepped the mark. You've gone too far. You can't do that.
With Jack adamant that he's been hit, Mike Honan checks the story of Aaron, the alleged assailant.
With you, Aaron. Just before we go any further, I just got to caution you at this stage. Okay, you're not obliged to say anything, but anything you do say may be taken down and given in evidence. Okay, at this stage, we basically just want to find out what's going on. So, tell us what's happened.
Oh, not a lot really. He's just got a bit. What's the word? Oh, he's just got a bit. Didn't want to do any of his stops and starts or changes. He's been away a couple of days, so and I just sort of told him to come back and I can do their own fucking run or something, and I just threw the papers at his foot and called him a useless bastard, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, did you hit him at all?
Gave him sort of a bit of a push, and that's about it.
Okay. Did you swing a punch at him?
Not that I know of.
Okay. You said that you opened the door and...
Grabbed the papers out of his car.
And then swung a punch and got him in the side of the eye.
Papers in my hands and just threw him on the ground.
Okay.
The differences in the two stories will make it difficult for Mike to prove a charge of assault, but somehow he has to resolve this situation. And Jack, the victim, isn't about to let the matter drop.
What did you want out of this? As far as, did you want to make a complaint? Or?
Yeah, too right I do. He hit me. He assaulted me. There is no way that I should be assaulted by anybody when I come out here to do a job, especially for this guy. Why should I come out here and be assaulted by him?
Okay.
But after Jack had talked to Charles Schuster for a while, he began to calm down. and Aaron was beginning to realise that he had got out of hand.
I think he realised that. I think it's just a whole lot of other stuff he's, like with work and his short staff.
He's under pressure.
Yeah, and he just lost it a little bit there for a second. But he wants to know if he can just apologise for it. And I said it's up to you, really.
Well,
I mean,
so long as you guys bring him over here, because
I'll go over there. I came to see you first,
Yeah.
see if that was okay by you, and I'll bring him over here, and we'll stay here. I mean, he's pretty sorry about the whole thing. And he said it shouldn't have happened, and he's not that type of person. So
I don't believe he is either.
No.
But still, neither is the guy that pulls the trigger and kills somebody after he's done it.
Okay, all right.
You people know that.
Yeah. Shall I? Are you happy for me to go?
Yeah.
Get him? Okay. All right.
It was the breakthrough Mike had been hoping for, and a short time later, everything had been resolved by a simple apology. But a few hours later, Mike and Charles are back in the car park, dealing with a very strange piece of driving.
Comms AVI. Yeah, one vehicle into a tree in the car park at Foodtown.
What are you doing? Take your seatbelt off. Take your seatbelt off. Get up.
Inside the car, the stunned driver is sitting listening to music.
Are you the only driver? Are you the only person in the car?
Yeah.
Just you by yourself? Okay. Not hurt?
What?
You're not hurt?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you got a driver's license? What happened?
Turn right so fast.
Sorry, you turned.
Turn left so fast.
Okay.
Richard, the driver, isn't too sure how it all happened, but he's only got a learner's licence and he shouldn't be out by himself at this time of night.
Where's your glasses?
What?
Your glasses.
Glass?
You must wear your glasses while you're driving at all times.
Oh, sorry.
That's your conditions.
The lack of glasses is a possible explanation for his crash, but driver error seems more likely.
So how did your car end up in the tree?
I just want to turn right.
Yeah.
Suddenly,
put your foot on the accelerator.
My brake can't work. If I put in the brake,
yeah,
like so fast, the faster.
As any driver knows, the only time your brake makes the car go faster is when it's really an accelerator. And it appears as though Richard's made the same mistake more than once.
Did you see what happened?
Yeah.
What?
Didn't crash his car here.
Where did he crash his car?
It's the lamppost.
What, the power pole further up there?
Yeah.
Herald distributor Aaron Smith had talked to police earlier after an argument with one of his delivery people. And for the last hour, he's been watching Richard driving around hitting things.
You saw it, so.
What happened? What happened? He smashed into the lamppost first, then with the accelerator jammed on, jumped back in, and crashed into the tree over there in reverse, and then 10 minutes later hop in again and smash into the trees over here. So who knows?
In spite of all the collisions, it seems that the only damage is to Richard's car. But he will still have to answer for driving on a learner's licence.
This is an infringement notice, okay?
Okay.
You've got to have somebody in the car with you with a full licence, okay? And you've got to have these little yellow L plates on here. Have you ever seen them? Okay. Have you only just bought the car? Have you only just bought this car?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Do you understand that? Are you a friend of his?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you just spell it out to him that he's got to have a licensed driver with him all the time while he's on a learner's licence? And he's got to have learner display plates in the back there. Okay?
As Mike and Charles leave the scene, they're still having difficulty working out how Richard managed to do it all.
He's hit the pole.
Yeah.
Then he's freaked out, reversed back, hit the tree,
And then
freaked out again, and then drove him forward and hit this tree.
It's jammed the accelerator. The guy said that he could hear the accelerator revving.
Oh, okay.
And then he's just chucked it straight into gear.
The pinball was a...
The ironic thing is he's on the learners, and his mate says that he comes here every night to practice driving. There'll be no more practice for that guy.